Are you adventurous? How much courage do you think you have? These places we'll see today will challenge your worth. If you get the chance, consider going to one of these places as a personal challenge. These are the 5 super haunted, abandoned places you never want to get lost in. Number 5. Disney's abandoned parks. Disneyland. The name evokes roller coasters, laughs, movie characters, all kinds of attractions, and, in general, pure fun, right? Maybe it doesn't. Pay attention, because in this position, you enter 3 particular parks that were abandoned by Disney to nature and decay. The first one is Discoveryland in Florida. It's located on an island in the middle of a lake. At first, it was opened under the name of Treasure Island, but then the decoration was changed until it became a zoo, and it was called Discovery Island. It was full of lemurs and more than 150 species of tropical birds. There were also 5 giant Galapagos tortoises. The fact that it was only accessible by water made the park go bankrupt in 1998. Today, the park is invaded by nature and it's practically a jungle. The second is River Country, Disney's first water park, opened in 1976 and abandoned in 2001. It is forbidden to go near the property, but the photographer Steph Lawless, with the help of drones, got these pictures without violating the law. We can see the pools in total abandonment, which have turned into swamps, water slides crowded with vines and a variety of items abandoned in the undergrowth. Finally, there is the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a park inspired by the popular novel of Jules Verne. It was closed in 1994 and all the attractions left there, allowed to rust and corrosion to take over. It is disturbing to see all those submarines piled up like corpses, some on land, some in the water. Number 4. Poveglia Island in Italy. The island of Poveglia is located in the Venice Lagoon and has gone through quite a controversial history. It was the site of dozens of battles from the Middle Ages to the 17th century and changed hands again and again. But not for nothing, it is nicknamed the Island of Death. It turns out that despite its beautiful appearance, with elaborate plants and architecture, things change as you get closer. Everything is abandoned and in constant decline. Besides, you can feel an evil aura in it. The latter may be influenced by the fact that the families living there before the 20th century were wiped out by the Black Death, or perhaps by the psychiatric hospital abandoned in 1968. Either way, there's a popular saying in the region, when an evil man dies, he wakes up in Poveglia. Number 3. Hart Island. West of Long Island, New York, there is a small island with a grim history. This is the Hart Island, better known as the Island of the Dead. In 1865, during the American Civil War, it was used as a prison camp. 235 captured Confederate soldiers died there and were buried in a mass grave. In 1870, it was used as a quarantine zone for yellow fever infections. All the unnamed corpses were buried there, also in mass graves. Years later, a special asylum for women and a juvenile reformatory were built there. Today, Hart Island still functions as a cemetery, if you can call it that. Basically, all of New York's homeless, unidentified bodies, bodies that no one claimed, baby bodies, or just those who couldn't afford a decent burial are there. It's estimated there are over 850,000 bodies on Hart Island, a place no one would want to visit. Number 2. Beale, Germany. In 1898, the Beale-Hillstatten Hospital was built in Berlin, whose main purpose was to treat tuberculosis patients. But later, it housed all kinds of people with mental problems, although it was used as a war hospital during both wars. There are 2 particularly lurid stories about this place. The first is that it was home to one of Germany's most dangerous serial killers, who also committed acts of necrophilia within the hospital walls. The point is that this facility hosted Adolf Hitler when he was wounded in World War I. If this hospital had not existed, perhaps Hitler would have died without a trace in the world, and things would have been different. In any case, entering the Beale-Hillstatten today is a frightening experience. Number 1. Centralia. You probably know the popular Silent Hill video game saga. Well, the place that this position holds served as the main inspiration for this universe. This is Centralia, a mining city located in the middle of the state of Pennsylvania, or what is left of it. This city was founded in 1841 in the vicinity of a coal mine. It worked perfectly until May 27, 1962, when a group of people burning garbage accidentally set fire to the coal that was exposed to the surface. What they did not know was that the exposed coal was more than 13 kilometers long and extended below the entire Centralia. The fire spread almost immediately, covering a good deal of the surface, while the subsoil burned completely, causing disasters in the infrastructure of the buildings that were not reached by the direct fire. Even with the fires extinguished, it was impossible to mitigate the underground fire, which horribly heated the surface and caused toxic gases to escape. For this reason, the city had to be completely evacuated soon after. Experts estimate that the fire under Centralia will not be extinguished for another 250 years. Until then, Centralia will be a ghost town covered by a perennial fog. If we talk about abandoned destinations, we cannot fail to mention the city of Chernobyl. How can we forget the nuclear accident that occurred in the north of Ukraine? However, what terrifies us today is not remembering that event, but the creepy creatures hiding in that area. Want to know more? Watch this video.